Hello guys, it's me, Kolo The Wise, and I'm back with another video. So, I just finished watching a video from Josh Strife Hayes, a YouTuber that talks mostly about MMORPGs such as Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft, or plays a lot of shitty games and then reviews them in order to show them to the world, and he basically plays a game so you don't have to. I actually like this channel a lot. I watched a video called Free to Play versus Monthly Sub, which is better, which was posted I think a couple of weeks ago at the time of filming this. And although I agree with mostly everything that he says, I kind of disagree with a couple of things that he stated about the monthly sub games, and especially WoW. But on the free to play side, I agree with basically everything. I won't do a resume of what he said. I will link the video in the description below so you can watch it and give him a thumbs up and a subscribe. But there are a couple of things that he stated about World of Warcraft, but not specifically. He talks about monthly sub and games that are usually have monthly sub, and that is that they become basically the best version of a game for a player, and they care more about the players than the payers, and that is whales or people that just want to use the in-game store for inconveniences that they've actually placed there, and they're selling the solutions for real money. Now, I'm not saying that WoW sells solutions for real money for problems that they've implemented in the game. The game itself doesn't have problems that you can actually solve by paying real money, except the WoW token, if you want to consider that, and you can also buy that illegally, and that's why they basically put the WoW token so they can sell you gold, in a legal way and to make more profits. But he said that a game will have better decisions for the players whenever it has monthly sub, and or you pay for the expansions and then only for the sub, which is exactly like WoW. I think he plays WoW, so I think if he sees this video will actually understands what I'm talking about. WoW doesn't have the best decisions. We all know that. I'm basically the last one of my group of friends that still plays. Half of the people that played WoW, I don't know retail or classic, but mostly half of the people left, and I think most of us are waiting for TBC Classic. I basically don't even play retail anymore. I just log in to post on the auction house and just check my mails for any sales and so on. I didn't play WoW for the last month or even 2 months, so you can count me out whenever you're counting the active players. But I can show you that in a way, even though it's not becoming like a free-to-play game, as in it sells solutions and it cares more about the payers, I can show you that WoW doesn't care about the players anymore with a simple button. The in-game shop, it doesn't sell solutions, it sells only cosmetic stuff. But the cosmetic stuff that you can buy here, it's actually better looking than any other mount that you can get for free in the game. And the pets, and now even the transmog. This is only the first one, but I expect for more transmog sets to be sold in the in-game shop in the future, especially after Shadowlands. Like the Shadowlands is the first expansion that they've put this garbage, this piece of shit transmog set, but I expect for them to do much more. I expect them to even become like one of those companies that puts problems in game and solutions for real money. So it will be a monthly sub game, but with free to play monetization, because it's the most profitable. People still play it. WoW, it's not a game anymore, as he stated in another video. It's a community. People, even if half of the people leave, but the rest of the people that stayed will pay money, they will be profitable. They will make a lot of more. They will basically make more money if half of the people leave, but the rest that stayed paid for the monthly sub and for the solutions that they sell in game or the cosmetic stuff that they sell in game, then they would make, if they would have 100% of the players actively playing only paying for the monthly sub. So when it comes to his argument about games being better with monthly sub, I kind of agree, because I can see problems that could have been implemented before and then having the solution sold for real money. But I also see this narrative where WoW becomes a monthly sub game with the expansions bought every time they appear, but with a free-to-play monetization. So we have a lot of things in the in-game shop at the moment, a lot of things that people buy, and we also know that they don't care about the players but the payers, because whenever people are complaining about a system in game, they release a new mount, or they release a new pet, and they release a new transmog set, which also, it looks disgusting. I don't even want to look at it, but I digress. So I agree with most of the things he said, but he talked about like only the theory. He didn't talk about real cases, scenarios. Like he doesn't really talk about how companies actually do monthly sub games, monthly sub based games. He talks about free-to-play games mostly because I think it was mostly a rant, not really a comparison between free-to-play and monthly sub, because he talked about monthly sub only at the end, which I kind of understand because free-to-play has a lot of bullshittery in it, but also monthly sub games too. Like look at WoW. If players, if the company cared about players more than the payers, then people wouldn't be leaving Shadowlands, which is actually a good expansion. But even I, a player that usually doesn't leave, I basically don't leave the game. I'm still counting on the active player base, even though I just log in a couple of days a week, only to repost items or so on, or to snipe items, but I'm still there. My friends are not there. My friends left the game completely. They don't care about the game anymore, basically. They're waiting for a new expansion, they're waiting for TBC Classic, and I don't think they're waiting for that either, because TBC Classic boosts have been announced. So they really don't care about the players, they care about the payers. And I think that's the case for most of the games at the moment. I don't know how Final Fantasy XIV, because he talked about it, I don't know how that game acts, or how that game actually gets the money. I think they have an in-game shop with cosmetics too, but I don't know like the details there. I can only talk about World of Warcraft. I've played a lot of free-to-play MMOs in my life, and yes, I agree completely, 100% I agree with everything that he says. But when it comes to the monthly sub, there's where I have my problems, because I play World of Warcraft and I see all these bad decisions. I see all these moments where you can clearly see and feel that they don't care about you as a player as long as you don't pay. And even if you pay, even if you become a payer and a whale, they don't care about you, because if they would make the game better so you can play it more and you can buy more in-game stuff. But looking at all the mounts that have been introduced ever since Threat of the Lich King and Cataclysm, like all these mounts that are like 7 years old already look better than the mounts that you can get now. And I'm not even joking. You can search on Google for all the mounts in WoW, and if you put your finger on one and you say that that's a good looking mount, there's a chance that it's basically an in-game store mount. So I'm not ranting about the video. I actually agree with most of the things he said in the video. What I'm saying is that he created this narrative where if you play a monthly sub game, you will get the best experience, which is not basically true. Yes, you get a better experience than a free-to-play game, but you don't get the best game that you could ever have, as he said. So it's not like he was lying or he was trying to make monthly sub games look better, but not paying attention to all these details, all these deeper details, not only surface details. They make players, or they make potential players think that they will get the best experience, and then when they feel burned out, they think it's something with them, or they don't know what happened, because it's a monthly sub game, not the free-to-play game. So the experience that they should get, it's the best one, but it's not. And that's a problem that many people experience nowadays, especially with World of Warcraft. I talked to a lot of people that left the game or tried to come back in the game, but they just didn't feel like playing after a while. After a couple of days, they just left the game again, and they lost basically the game time that they've paid. And now another reason to show you that Blizzard doesn't, or Activision, if you want to call it like that, doesn't really care about the players, is you can't buy only 1 month of game time anymore. You have to buy 2. So if you play only a couple of days, you lose money for 2 months of game time, and you don't have the same buy options as you did before. So they really don't care about the players. They care only about the payers. They don't care about long-term profits. They care only about the short-term profits, which is completely a free-to-play culture, free-to-play monetization. That's the problem with WoW, at least. That's the problem with WoW. And I think that he didn't really pay attention to this. I think that he could make a video about this too, longer than mine, with more facts and more detailed and better spoken, or even a script that he reads, because I don't have a script at the moment. I'm just ranting out of my head, and he will make better points than me. But in this video that I watched from him, he makes monthly sub games, especially WoW and Final Fantasy XIV, look like some of the best games that you can play. And maybe that was true a couple of years ago, but now it's not. Now you can play WoW for, I don't know, maybe a month or 2, and then you just feel burned out. And even me, a guy that played a lot ever since Legion, I didn't stop playing once, even in BFA. I think I stopped for a while, but I was still logging in, so I was still counted on the active player base. But even now, I can say that WoW, it's not the best game you can play. It's clearly not. It's far from being the best. Systems are bad. They don't care about the community. They don't care about the changes. They care only about putting another in-game store mount, or maybe a solution to a problem that they will implement in a couple of years. That's what they care about. Short-term profits, not long-term profits. I think that if Activision has the opportunity to make 300% profits in 3 days, but the consequence will be WoW dying, they will do it. They will completely do it. Anyways, this is my video. I will link his video in the description below. Go check him out. Subscribe, like him. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have more points, or if you want to counterattack what I've said, just write in the comments. I try to read as much as possible, even though I'm not as active on YouTube as I was before. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you'll go to check his video too, and see ya later.